Hello, everyone, and welcome to Make Your Mind. This is going to be the first of a couple of tutorial videos that I'm going to make. I will try to keep them as short as possible, but I'm going to be doing all these videos, at least this one in particular. I'm going to be doing these in real time so that way I can teach people how to actually make this. Now, the sculpture that I plan to make is in fact going to be the player, the vessel. The character that you play as in the game Hollow Knight. I will be showing you how to make this yourself. So let's get started, shall we? These are the colors that we'll use. A little gray, a little white, and a little black. And we'll start off with the black. We'll rip off a piece. This is going to be the start of our body. So let's go ahead and take a little bit more off of there. What we're going to do is we're going to take our fingers and we're going to pinch one side and roll it in our fingers like this so it makes that first part. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. That's how you make the legs, and you'll be doing the same thing. Let's make the body a little bit different there. And we're going to do the same thing with the hands as well. And there we go. So just remember to grab a piece, pull with your fingers, and remember to roll to make that shape. So that is the start of the body. So we'll go ahead and put that down. Now the next bit that we're going to be working on is going to be the gray, which is the cloak. The cloak is going to be made of multiple pieces. So let's go ahead and rip off and start a couple of pieces real quick. So we'll make a couple of pieces. We're going to roll our fingers. You see what I'm doing? I'm rolling and then pinching harder and harder as I go until it breaks off. So you get a piece that looks just like that. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Now, the cloak for the character, it has to be fairly long, but you can still see the legs underneath. So you want to make sure that it's about that long to the body, and you're going to want to make enough to be able to circle the entire body with that same cloak. So we're going to make multiple of those pieces. So just like that, before you break off a piece, you're going to roll it in your fingers like so, and then pinch out to the end, and then you're going to flatten the piece out with your two fingers, pinching in the middle, so that it makes that nice and flat. Now you can do this. You can do this either with your pinky, or you can do this with either your pointer finger and your thumb, or your middle finger and your thumb. Sometimes I use both. So we're going to make a couple of those pieces real quick. Trying to make this fairly quick for you. I've had a bunch of users request that I start doing some more tutorial videos, so I figure I'd do this one. Now, I do say that I don't currently have any type of video editing software, at least any that I can really use. I'm still trying to learn how to use video editing software to be able to do more sort of the, I guess it'd be the mainstream type of clay content, but for the time being, I figure I'll go ahead and do some real-time clay tutorials while at the same time giving a little bit of commentary. So, a little bit of a backstory with Hollow Knight. So apparently Hollow Knight the game was started by Team Cherry, and I can't remember the gentleman's names right off the bat. They made a couple of other games. They made a game called Hunger Knight, which was, I mean, the character literally looks just like the vessel, but it's a totally different motif where the idea was that you had to cure yourself from some kind of disease by eating cherries, which is very interesting. If you want to look into that, look into the backstory of Hunger Knight. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the body. So as you can see, I have a couple of those already made. So now we're going to go back to the head, or known as the shell. There we go. So look, I ripped off a piece like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your four fingers like this. You're going to push and push like this. so that it makes like a sort of cube shape. You see that? You know what? That's that little bit of black that's streaked in there. There we go. It's just restarting the music. I'll leave a link down in the description below of the actual link to the music that's playing. This is actually a slightly changed version of the Sealed Vessel theme, which is actually from the game. The Sealed Vessel is also known as the Hollow Knight, which is the final boss of the game. Which I will, you know what, at the end of the video, I'll bring back my, my Hollow Knight sculpture that I made not too long ago. Okay, so you see how I started that? So I started pressing together like this with my fingers. Let's see if the camera will zoom in. There we go. And then I rolled it in my two fingers like this to make it look like a cylinder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the horns. So I'm going to take a piece like this, roll it. The piece is a little big, so I'm going to go ahead and split that in half. I'm going to roll it in my hands, and I'm going to pinch like that on both sides. And roll and push it in like so to try to blend that in. And then I'll use my fingers to roll it to make that shape. So you see, that's how it starts, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Because it's all about refining it, trying to make it look as close to the shape as you can. See, what I'm doing is I'm using my fingers, what I'm doing is I'm flattening it and then curving it by pulling my finger across my thumb and giving it that curled shape, and I'll be doing the same thing with the other side. And there we go, there's part of the head. As we can see, it doesn't look exactly perfect, but we will refine the shape as we go. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? Body is a little bit big for the head, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Sorry, pardon me for a second as I refine this. There we go. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and put this down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the pieces. We're going to start making this into the Hollow Knight. So let's go ahead and bring the arms down. Bring the legs in like so. So he looks like he's sitting in a pose like this. And then we'll start making the cloak. Now the cloak actually overlaps itself slightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, put this one piece here. Put a piece on the back like so. And then we're going to slowly overlap and place these pieces one over the other, over the other, over the other. See that? You see how it's overlapping a little bit? Now, to refine it, you want to pull the clay and pinch it so it all looks about the same shape. There we go. Now we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now we're going to bring these other cloak pieces around and then have this piece slightly overlap. Ah, this is such good. I love this music. There we go. This around like that. So you can see, sorry, I'll try to keep this in front of the camera so everyone can see it. There we go. I'll try to keep this video as short as I can, but it takes me as long as it takes me. And there we go. Now we have the cloak surrounding the entire figure. We'll close that up. Now the next we're going to do is we're going to start doing the details for the head. Now for the head, since, as you can see with my other figure I have right here, it has these little details right here, almost these little claws on the end. That's what it kind of looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our finger and we're just going to pinch ever so gently on the outside edges, like so. And then we'll do the same thing for the inside edges. And just pinch and just barely pull enough clay to make that shape. You see that? Now what we're going to do is we got all this extra black here. We're going to put some of that off to the side. And as you can see, I grabbed two pieces right here and I rolled them into balls right here. These are going to be the eyes. So we'll roll them up. What you're going to do is you're going to roll the piece into a ball just like that. And then you're going to roll it in your hand and then you're going to flatten it so that it looks like a little disc. Then what you're going to do is you're going to push and roll the shape. What you want to do is you want to kind of make it almost look like an oval shape. Kind of like that, if you can see that right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add that to the eyes of the figure. There we go. And that seems a little big, don't you think? Let's make these a little bit smaller. So we'll take a little piece off. Roll that and refine the shape. There we go, that looks a lot better. Alright, now we're going to take our other ball that we had, take off a little bit to make it all the same shape, roll it, flatten it, and press together, and then pinch the edges to give us that incredible shape. There we go. Sorry, don't mind my claw. That's the way how I've always done clay. Sometimes I push my finger out of the way and I use my middle finger instead. Put that there. Let's see if they look. Let's see if they look about the same. Yeah, one's a little bigger. Let's take a little more off. And the main thing is about refining your shape and doing it as you go. Then refining it right there, and then there we go. There's our head. And now, for the final touch, place the head on top of the body. And there we have it. There is my handmade, with no tools, mind you, this was all done by hand, vessel from Hollow Knight. There we go. We'll go ahead and bend that up a little bit. Bring that up. Now, the figure actually isn't completely done yet. There's one thing missing. The nail. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a quick little nail, shall we? We got all this extra gray. Now, how to make the nail by hand? It's actually very easy. What you're going to do is you're going to hold the piece in your hand like this and pinch it till it's flat. Then you're going to take your finger and you're going to pinch and press. So as you pinch and then press in, it's going to start to make that shape. You see that? That's going to look like the hilt and the sort of hand guard for the sword. And then you just refine it. You're going to roll it so it gives it a handle. So then there's the start. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that flat bit and you're going to pinch and pull. Does that look like it's about the right size? And it looks a little big, so we'll go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. There we go, just keep the music going. Alright, now pinch that off, make that a little smaller. Find that like so. What do you think? How does that look? That looks about the right size. Now to give it some extra detail, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little bits of extra black. Move all these pieces out of the way, give myself some room. Take that little black and I'm going to roll it and make it as flat as I possibly can. I'm going to try to make this nail look like the nail from the start of the game. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a swirl pattern, you see that? There we go. Now, for the final touch, add it to the back. And there we go. There is our handmade, with no tools, vessel from Hollow Knight. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad. Tried to give it a little bit of details here, you know. I got the old nail on the back here with the little black swirl, and I gotta say, what do you think? What do you guys think of that, huh? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if anybody else would like to use any of these techniques to try to do this yourself, please do so. This is not only just me making my mind, it's making yours as well. God, look at that, it's so cool. It's such a unique figure of what it looks like. Like, there's no doubt in your mind as to what that looks like. Let's see it compared to my other model that I made. Not too bad. Maybe the head is a little bit too small, but I think that's fair. But before I forget, let me move all of these out of the way. Let me go grab my other figure. The figure that I made a couple of videos back. I'll leave a link down to that video down in the description below, of the character that is responsible for the music playing in the background. The sealed vessel itself, the Hollow Knight. I made this character a while back, and man, this was one of the first Hollow Knight characters that I made. This thing looks so awesome. I love the huge head crest, the crack, the yellow eyes, the orange eyes where it's been completely corrupted by the radiance infection. It has this nail. It's a huge nail, and it's staggered in its position because the creature is actually under complete influence of the radiance. It tried to contain it, but there was no way. And with that, that's the end of the video. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below on what you think and how you think I did. And please try this at home. Use those same techniques. Pinching, flattening, all of those techniques. And if I did speak a little too fast, I do apologize. So please go back and rewatch what I did. What you think? Leave a comment down below. I would appreciate your guys' feedback. And remember to give this video a like. And remember to subscribe. And hit the bell for notifications, so you never miss the next video. If this video gets a decent amount of views, who knows? I might do another one. Maybe the next one I'll do is Hornet. That would be fun. Alright, and with that, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video.